Cell breaks into another continuity. He's starting to get the hang of this, although something feels off this time. Sure, this whole situation is strange and all, but it's almost like an odd presence is following him. He's not too sure of what it is, but he'll be on the lookout for now. Today we delve into episode 2 of Cell Prime. After breaking into this new continuity, Cell finds a planet nearby just to rest on. He was fighting Frieza for a while, continuously healing him, and continuing to fight him afterwards too. Cell feels like he is getting a better hang of his powers, but he's still nowhere near close to achieving all the goals that he has. But for now he takes a rest here, and strangely enough, this place that he's in reminds him of the solar system he was once in before, the one where he originated from. The way this place is laid out, it's exactly like that one. Although, there's no shot that this is the same one. Everything is so barren. He guesses that in an infinite universe, he's bound to come across another solar system like his one. But while he takes a rest on this barren planet, Cell can sense something strange. He's being followed, and it's not that he senses Ki following him, no. He's grown an odd new sense now, like he can sense anomalies in time. He barely has any control over this because this just developed. Did he develop another sense? That's something completely unexpected. It's almost like another level of sensing Ki. He could sense changes in time. Now, Cell Prime has always had crazy awareness. Obviously he was able to notice when the Xenos were watching him, but this is different. It's like while in this continuity, he could feel changes in other continuities. He can't quite hone in on it yet, but he knows it's happening. And it feels like he's being watched somehow, not like by Zeno. No, he's being watched from a much grander scale than just that. Cell focuses his senses, trying to sense if there's any other strong people in this reality. He doesn't know where he is exactly, he just knows that he broke into another continuity again. So far, it seems like when he breaks through continuities, he'll probably just end up in the same universe. Sure, there are other universes, but it always feels like he ends up in the same one, Universe 7. Granted, he's only hopped a few times now, but it's a trend that he's noticed. And that's why this one is so strange. It doesn't feel like it's Universe 7. He doesn't sense the same powers that he should usually sense. So he tries to kai around to different planets, but really can't find many around. He focuses, first trying to go to New Namek. He goes there and there's nothing. Okay, well, he keeps trying to hop around to other planets that he knows of, but nothing's there. And finally, he tries to find Earth. And he does kai somewhere, but he ends up back on that same barren planet that he was on before. No, that's gotta be a mistake. He tries it again and yeah, he's still on the same planet. He goes to Mars and it's a planet that's near this one. Wait a second, that planet that he was standing on, that was Earth. That's why the solar system looks so familiar. It was the same one. But this doesn't make sense. Why is Earth barren? It looks like something came through the solar system and sucked all the life out of it. He even looks at the sun. It's still there in the sky, but it's far smaller than before. And there are some planets that are completely missing too. And out of curiosity, he tries to sense Ki again. This time, not just any normal Ki. He tries looking for godly Ki, and he feels something terrifying. The second he senses a Ki signature, the person that he senses, they realize that Cell's watching them. And out of thin air, a man materializes in front of Cell. This guy knew that Cell was sensing him, but Cell recognizes who this is. He does look a little bit different, but there's no doubt about it. This is the magician Moro, the planet eater. Moro doesn't seem to recognize him, but Moro can tell by his Ki that he's something special. He could feel a lot of familiar powers in there, most notably Son Goku. What the hell happened in this continuity? Moro was surprised they had left someone surviving on Earth. He thought he wiped out everyone here and in this entire galaxy too. Actually, more like this entire universe. This is a continuity where Moro ended up winning, beating Goku and everyone on Earth. It was a tough fought battle, and near the end, he almost overflowed with power. But he was able to contain it, fortifying his body, upgrading it, now having more power than anyone could have ever imagined. Although after that, things are a little bit boring. He went around absorbing more things in the universe. And of course he does know about the multiverse too, but he's gonna take his time dining on everything here. Sure, he could eat the universe pretty quick, but it depends on his appetite. Earth was a really big feast for him. He's eaten most of everything, and pretty much everyone in this universe by now, even his own minions. Earth especially gave him a nice power boost. Once he absorbed all of Goku's power, he even took Beerus's. Unfortunately, Whis was a bit too fast for him to absorb, but it didn't matter. By this point, every strong power in Universe 7 was his. He even summoned Super Shenron, breaking into Universe 6 to get the last Dragon Balls, and absorbing the dragon there. That was a really good snack. The other gods of destruction don't even care to interfere with him because they know they'll die instantly. They're trying to work up some good way to fight Moro, but they have no idea of how to. Interesting. The Moro in this reality kinda reminds Cell of himself. But by now, Cell has access to that same magic, and he has more abilities too. This seems like it could be an interesting battle. Maybe someone who's close to on par with him. And Moro says this is nice. He thought he was out of snacks in this universe, but it looks like he still has a little bit more to go. Honestly, he's surprised that Zeno didn't destroy everything yet, which is good because that means he can go to Zeno next. Although, he wonders how this guy got here. Cell says it would be too much for his feeble mind to handle. But Moro tells Cell to not underestimate his intelligence. He's millions of years old after all. But not many more words are exchanged, and Moro knows this guy's not going to go down easily. The two begin clashing, and each of them displays the same sort of power to each other. Immediately they both activate Ultra Instinct. impressed by each other's capabilities. They're not so different after all. Upon their first clash, the remainder of Earth is turned into dust, completely obliterated by the impact. Everything in the solar system is destroyed too, just from their first time attacking. Thankfully, neither of them need to hold back. There's nothing left in this universe to destroy, and they don't need oxygen or atmospheres to breathe. Cell quickly reaches an arm behind him, extending it millions of miles out, grabbing what remains of the sun, ripping out the last of the power from it, launching it through his other hand. But Moro's unfazed by this. Quite the flashy attack, but the last embers of that star aren't going to do anything to him. Moro's going to show him how to really use his magic, grabbing all the debris from the solar system around him, and even beyond that, all the solar systems around them. It all morphs into giant rings of debris, almost like the rings around a planet, orbiting around the two of them. Of course, Cell's attacking throughout all of this, but Moro's able to fend it off. He could do this magic without his hands. The rings of debris around them are fueled with Moro's ki, and then it starts swirling together above him. All of it launches millions of miles up into the air, and then within an instant, it comes raining down on Cell. So fast that it can't even be seen. It's going faster than the light that reaches it. And this attack is smart. It's widespread, it's powerful, and it's hard to be sensed because, while there is ki in it, it's inanimate objects that are coming towards him. But after the attack is over, Moro floats there with a smug face. Cell is partially injured, bleeding, and he's amazed. He's thrilled even. He's finally found someone who could injure him in a fight. This is going to be fun. The two of them battle across the dying universe. Moro, of course, tries to take some of Cell's power for himself. Who knows, next he might even eat Cell's soul. That way he won't exist anymore. He quite likes the taste of Cell's power, but he wants more than that. He doesn't just need his raw strength, he wants his entire essence. Cell is no ordinary fighter, he can see that's for sure. If Cell becomes one with Moro, imagine how unstoppable he'll be. And as he fights, he realizes that Cell isn't even from this continuity. Maybe he could hop around timelines like that too, growing even more powerful. He can consume entire timelines. Not planets, not stars, not galaxies. Even universes are too small for him. He's gonna consume entire realities. That's Moro's next plan. And unfortunately for Cell, it's not gonna be an easy battle here. Yes, he does have Moro's abilities, but he doesn't really know how to utilize them properly. He's barely used them at all. And unlike a transformation, it's not something he could just transform into. He could activate Moro's abilities, but he doesn't know how to use them properly. Moro has millions of years of practice and knowledge. He's a master at this. Cell is a novice. He's able to actually steal a portion of Cell's energy, a huge amount actually. And Cell could feel everything being torn from his body, that power that he just gained, everything that he just got and has been working towards controlling. All the excess energy that he wasn't supposed to have, it's now going to Moro. Cell tries to take some of it back, and to an extent, he does accomplish this. But mostly, he prevents Moro from stealing more energy. It seems that Moro actually permanently stole a lot of Cell's power. He still has access to all of his knowledge, all of his techniques, all the forms that he gained too, but his raw strength, his energy. Remember, his body's not used to this energy. It's not something that he innately has. It was excess power that he wasn't really supposed to have. Think of it like this. Cell had a ton of excess power that he was trying to utilize properly. Think of a battery that was charged millions of times over. But with all that extra charge gone, now he's just at 100%, which is still pretty powerful for Cell. He's still far stronger than he was when he first awakened. But that power that he's gotten so drunk off of, the power that he's gotten a taste for, it's gone now. Moro has all of it. And what's worse, this means that Moro is far stronger than him. He can't be beat. As Moro consumes the energy, he compliments Cell. That really was a tasty feast. The amount of power that Cell had, it's more than Moro's eaten in his entire lifetime. And unlike Cell, Moro's experienced having too much power before, and has figured out a way to work around it. Right now, this power might overflow. But Moro knows how to work against it, and it's not really that bad for him because his body's already acclimated to this level of power. Cell simply didn't deserve this power. Moro does. And unfortunately, he has no use for Cell anymore. But Cell feels that strange feeling again, that extra sense that he gained where he could sense anomalies. And Moro could feel the same thing. The two of them look at each other. They know they're feeling the same exact thing right now. Not too far in the distance, a brilliant show of lights illuminates what little is left of the dead solar system. A light in the pitch-black darkness of space. The two of them instantly recognize who this is, first from how his ki feels, and then from his looks obviously. It's Piccolo, and next to him is someone that neither Moro or Cell recognizes. He looks kinda like Goku though. Well, it looks like this isn't gonna be too hard for the two of them. Moro already stole a lot of Cell's power, and they're just gonna have to eliminate both of them here. Piccolo and the Saiyan obviously aren't gonna explain who they are, but Cell feels like he knows what this is. These must be the people that were chasing him, the people that he sensed. It's two Continuity Patrolmen, Piccolo and one of the Bardoks. Piccolo goes to handle Moro, as Bardock goes to handle Cell. Cell's lost a ton of power, so Bardock should be able to handle him himself, and if not, Piccolo would definitely be able to help out here. Cell summons his two Cell Juniors, Raibo and Gogi. This entire time they've actually been scouting the universe to see if there was anything out there, but of course there wasn't. And now they fight against Bardock. Much to Bardock's surprise, Cell still has a ton of power, and so do these Cell Juniors. Well, that's also kind of expected. Bardock shows off his full strength, not holding anything back. He knew that he might not be able to defeat Cell right here, but at the very least, he could hold him off while Piccolo finishes Moro. Cell probably could even kill Bardock right away, but he doesn't. He wants to find out more about these two and how strong they are. The two Cell Juniors fight Bardock, and this is good for Bardock too. These Cell Juniors were apparently what was bringing Cell to different continuities, so with them preoccupied, Cell's not going to be able to escape here. Moro of course isn't too happy to be interrupted, but he doesn't think any of these two will be able to do anything. Piccolo did have a good amount of power, but for Moro, Piccolo is more of a snack rather than an actual meal. But this is no ordinary Piccolo, and he knows of the events that happen in this continuity, which is exactly why they need to stop all of this. Sure, it's unfortunate that this reality exists, a reality where Moro won, but it's even worse that Cell split it. Just like the other ones, when he came here, he split this reality into two, and now he's created an even stronger Moro, one that has the power to threaten other continuities. In terms of the original continuity where this Moro existed, well, that's just how it was fated to go. Even though a lot of things there were destroyed, there's still at least hope that it could come back from it. But in this one, it's hopeless. And it's all because of the actions of Moro and Cell. As unfortunate as this is Piccolo's first real job as a Continuity Patrolman. He'll have to eliminate this variant Moro, and of course, they need to stop Cell Prime. Ironically, Piccolo's in a similar situation. With Cell, he doesn't have full access to his power, and the same goes for Piccolo. This Piccolo isn't ordinary by any means. This is one that lived in a merged universe, one where Universe 6 and 7 were one. His story is a long one, but to keep it short, he's merged with all of Namek in that universe, as well as the two dragons there, eventually becoming so strong that his power greatly eclipsed that of Super Shenron, although he fought an enemy that challenged that power, leading him to having reset the entire continuity that he was in. This made him lose a lot of his powers, but some of it still is dormant, because this is the same Piccolo. He just sent himself back in the continuity. Although, what he did is different. In Cell Prime's original timeline, when Super Shenron made a wish, it caused the timelines to split as one reset. However, what Piccolo did in his own continuity, he actually reset the entire continuity as is, not just the timeline he was in. He was strong enough to do this, resetting the entire continuity without disturbing any timelines, ensuring for a fact that his foe wouldn't come back. And that's the reason he's sent out here. Of course, Moro is the main concern now, but he was the best bet at fighting Cell, seemingly. Despite not being at his full strength, his power is more than enough, and he knows how volatile time travel and continuity travel is. Bardock, on the other hand, he kinda does understand this. He's essentially there as some extra muscle. It's a shame they couldn't scramble all the continuity patrollers together because otherwise, this would have been much easier. But they had to do this on a whim while they had Cell in one place. But Moro doesn't spare anyone around him. While Bardock's fighting Raibo and Gogi, all three of them are attacked as well as Piccolo. And Cell is too. Cell now realizes these are the people who were chasing him, that power that he sensed before. Someone was watching him, and it was these two, or whatever group they're part of. But thankfully, Moro's attack here is the perfect scapegoat for him to get away. Quickly he kaikais to a far end of the universe, and immediately gets the two Cell Juniors to create another portal for him. Piccolo's able to protect Bardock from Moro's attack, and then he's fully able to eliminate Moro, not just simply killing him, but actually completely erasing him. And Bardock's terrified at this display of power. Even though Piccolo's his ally, he's shaking. And also there's another problem. Bardock needed an artificial atmosphere to come here. Piccolo, on the other hand, he's grown so strong that he's adapted to outer space. But Bardock still can't breathe freely out here. And with all the attacks around him, his personal atmosphere has been compromised, so they really need to get back to help him. They didn't expect Moro to be that strong, but at least they took the chance at fighting Cell, and they got to see who they were dealing with. It's unfortunate that they couldn't get him right now and that he got away, but Piccolo and Bardock returned back to Cronoa. Piccolo wishes he had access to his full power, then he could just wish himself to wherever Cell is and kill him right on the spot. But as it is now, it's near impossible to track his movements until he actually sets off their radar. There's anomalies in every continuity, and there's infinite continuities too. Pinpointing Cell is really tough, especially pinpointing him at the moment that they need to. Cell is able to break into another continuity. Angered at this loss, he's glad he still has enough power to actually travel continuities. But it seems that all that excess power is gone. Of course, he still has the experience, the techniques, the skills, everything that he had before. And he's strong as is too. He could easily wipe out all the gods of destruction right now. But he got so used to that insane power that he just had, and Moro took it all, and then it was erased by Piccolo. It angers him to no end. He needs people to steal powers from. He needs to make his body a better vessel to hold this power, so something like this won't happen again. And he needs to practice his skills too. If he were more adept with magic, this wouldn't have happened. He's got a good control in it and all of his skills, but not to the extent of everyone he stole them from. Cell plans his next move. But meanwhile, as to not disrupt the natural order of things, they keep the original timeline intact. Again, it's unfortunate that one like this exists, but they have to keep it. And they'll keep an eye on that Moro, because there is still a timeline where he won. If they looked hard enough, they'd probably find multiple of them. But this variant of Moro, the one in the original timeline before it split, he sensed something strange. Even though he wasn't in the timeline where this happened, he feels like he could sense a disturbance in time. And it makes him curious. Something just happened, and he wants to know what it is. The Continuity Patrol might have more threats than just Cell. This is where we end off for now. What'd you guys think about this part? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to see what you think. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help the channel and lets me know you want to see more of the series. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.